Hey guys, Tony Mediato, your real estate chef with Compass. Today we are going to do broccoli rabe. I know a lot of people have many different ways. I know people like it, some people don't. But the trick my grandfather taught me was to get rid of some of the bitterness within this broccoli rabe. You blanch it. By blanching it, you pull out that bitterness, and then we spice it up with some garlic, hot peppers, and finish it with some grated cheese. So, very easy. You get the broccoli rabe in any of your stores. I cut off the bottom ends, which then gives me the full head of the broccoli rabe. Some people like to take it and actually cut it again so that it actually, one, can mix in perfectly with any other proteins. So, what I do is I take it, I blanch it, and then I can take it and then saute it right from there and eat it. If you want, you can take it, blanch it, then put it in an ice bath to stop the cooking process, and then let it drain, and then put it in your fridge, and then pull it out as you want it throughout the week. So if you're doing meal preps or anything like that, it is a great thing. So as you'll see, I have some boiling water here. I'm just going to add our broccoli rabe into that boiling water. I did add salt to that to kind of help give it a little extra flavor. So then I'll just take that and I'll make sure that all that gets submerged. So you're blanching, I would say probably about, you don't want to bring it back to a boil because we don't want to cook it. We just want to blanch it to get that flavor out. And as you'll see, when we put water, it was nice and clear. But when we pull it out, it won't be clear. So, as that's being blanched, I'm going to move this cutting board out of the way. And then what we'll do is we will bring over our frying pan. So in our frying pan, what we'll do is add some olive oil. I'd say probably, I don't know, 1/4 cup. And as everybody knows, I love garlic. So for me, I think all that flavor comes in. So this is probably about 5 or 6 garlic cloves. You can't go wrong with garlic. I love it. I love it so much that I have it tattooed on me right here, my big garlic clove. Crushed red pepper, about a tablespoon. That just gives it some good heat, but not too much. All right, as you can see, this here now is a little limp. I'm gonna let that go for, I'd say probably another 1.5 minutes. My wife cleaned it, so you know, she moved it out of the way. So you got to get involved sometimes. So we got that, right? We'll get that nice and hot. I'm gonna add just a little bit more olive oil. We'll let that go. I think my wife's gonna piss herself behind the camera.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Use goo going.
Yeah, goo going. All right, so we have that. That's getting hot. This is ready to come out. I'm gonna just use this, get that excess water off, and I'm just gonna add it right in. So if you were going to add any proteins to this, you would have your proteins. You could do your saute your proteins first, and as they're ready, pull them out, set it aside, then put your broccoli rabe in, or add your broccoli rabe to when they're being finished. So look, that water was clear. And as you can see, it is actually a little bit yellow in there. And that, I feel, as my grandfather said, that's all the bitterness coming out of it. All right, so here we go. If you can smell that, that garlic. So as I do it, I just keep turning it and folding that garlic and olive oil in. Broccoli rabe is one of the great greens that you can eat that have so much nutrients and flavor in it. It combines with chicken, sausage, I mean any side dish. If you just want something a little different, put it with your salmon or any type of fish. It's great. This is one of those vegetables that I like to actually, like I said, blanch and then do the ice bath. Let it drain really well, and then I put it in the fridge, and it'll last up to, I'd say, 7 days, and you can pull it out and cook it in small batches. Or you can do it big. This is 2 heads. So, I mean, there's 2 heads. Well, it's probably, I'd say, 8 portions. All right, that's sauteing up. Another trick my grandfather taught me was, as it's sauteing, to finish it up and then pull your other proteins and other things together, add some chicken stock. So that chicken stock has its own flavor, its own salts, and it just pulls it all together. Some people like to use wine. You can use white wine as well. I prefer the chicken stock because it gives that natural salt flavor to it, and it works out great. We're going to let that go for about another 3 or 4 minutes. All right, so it's sauteed. At this point, I'm going to turn my heat off. I have a pair of tongs. Like I said, you could then put this in a dish as a side dish. I'm going to just put it right on the plate as I would if I had my proteins in it. So you can do this vegetarian style like it is, or add the meats and proteins to it that you like, of your desire. And like I said, you can still make it this way and then put it in your fridge and then pull it out as you'd like. So my favorite is topping it with some locatelli cheese. And you can't go wrong with cheese either. So, there you go. There's the broccoli rabe. You can't smell it, but when you make it, it's going to smell delicious. Hey, if you haven't liked our page, hit that subscribe button down below. Send me a message at tonyamediato@gmail.com and become a member of our recipe club. And you'll get something every month, something fun, something new, something good. It may come out of my grandfather's recipe book. It may come out of my recipe book. It may be a recipe that I just put my own twist on. But I'll tell you what. Follow us, subscribe to us. We're on Instagram. We're doing all kinds of fun things. I like to play with food, and I also love to saute up deals with selling homes. So, your real estate chef, Tony Amediato, eating broccoli rabe. That's so good. Till next time, we saute deals.